What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gifted Gamer 204 back at it again. And yes, you guessed right. Today, we got another banger for y'all, man. So if you're new to the channel, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button as we move right along. So today, as you can see, this is over at pushsquare.com. So we got PlayStation Studios, all Sony first party developers, and what they are working on. So we're gonna jump right into this one because the video is like 15 minutes long. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Let's go.
I want to break the developers up into regional areas. So we're going to go for the Japanese, the European, and the North American developers, starting with the Japanese all the way in Tokyo with Polyon Digital. This is a team that's been around since 1998, and they solely develop Gran Turismo games. The team released Gran Turismo 7 in 2022 with the PSVR 2 port arriving in 2023. And as far as we know, the team were just going to continue supporting Gran Turismo 7 for the foreseeable future, presumably with Gran Turismo 8 coming at some point down the line. These games are pretty spaced out, so I wouldn't expect any kind of announcement for a good couple of years at the very least. But, you know, this is a solid series. It sells really well, so I can't see Polyon Digital going anywhere anytime soon. Next up, also based in Tokyo, this time only established in 2021, we have Team Asobe, previously a part of Japan Studios. This is a team that develops the Astros series, so that's Astro's Playroom, Astrobot Rescue Mission, and the upcoming Astrobot, arriving in September 6th on PS5. This is a far expanded platforming experience over what we got with Astro's Playroom when the PS5 launched. This is going to...
So this video's, they put this video out before Astrobot released, and they just put this article on the website. I'm not understanding what's going on. Anyway, Astrobot was amazing, by the way. Let's keep going.
Be around 4 times the size of that. It has over 80 levels. It has over 150 characters to unlock that'll all be inspired by various PlayStation icons. It looks absolutely delightful. You can check out our full preview on the channel. But yeah, this one's coming September 6th, and I cannot wait for it. Moving over to Europe, we're going to start out with Firespray, a team based in Liverpool. They've been around since 2013. And this is a VR developer known for titles like The Persistence and more recently Horizon Call of the Mountain. Now at this point, all we know is that the team is reportedly working on a horror game codenamed Project Heartbreak. Presumably this will be another VR title. I would love to see a new PSVR 2 exclusive. I don't really know if it will be like a tie-in like Horizon before it. It sure would be nice. The PSVR 2 certainly needs it, but it's good to know that PlayStation still has a team working on VR titles. To stick with the Horizon series, we have Guerrilla Games based in Amsterdam. They've been around since 2000, and of course, this is the team known for the Killzone series originally, but more recently, the Horizon series. They released Horizon Zero Dawn in like 2017, Horizon Forbidden West in 2020.
You saw that type of promotion they used to have. You saw like the Killzone guys come like with the whole promo like in stores and things like that. We're not gonna get any of that anymore. And that's sad. But it is what it is. Let's keep going.
The Burning Shores DLC just last year in 2023. Looking ahead to the near future, we have Lego Horizon Adventures, which is obviously a Lego spin-off tie-in game to the Horizon series. It's a lot more humorous and family-friendly. It's been made in collaboration with Studio Gobo. It's launching sometime this holiday season, although the
game looks good. It looks good, that Lego game.
It looks delightful and it looks really, really nice. And just a point of interest here, it's also launching on the Nintendo Switch, making it presumably the first time we've had a PlayStation exclusive property land over in Nintendo shores. But I'm sure plenty of you will correct me if that's wrong down in the comments below. On top of that, we do know that a Horizon co-op game is coming at some point down the line, and we can only imagine that with the success of the series, Horizon 3 will arrive at some point. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was kind of pushing as one of the last games on the PS5 generation moving into
Horizon. The third installment better not come in this generation. They're gonna have to wait till the PlayStation 6 because it's not gonna work. I swear, they come out with the third installment of this game in this generation, people are gonna go insane. That's all I'm gonna say. There is no way they could bring out a third installment of this game in this generation. No way. No way. It is too much Horizons going on. Everywhere you look is Horizons. Everywhere you look. Now they're doing a multiplayer for it. There's a series in the works, a TV series, the remasters, the DLCs, the Lego. I mean, it's too much. It's too much. Let's go.
To the PS6. The development time in a game that size is utterly enormous, so it's going to take a while. Next up, we're moving across to Helsinki, Finland, with Housemarque, who have been around since 1995. This is the team most recently known for the PS5 exclusive Returnal, which I think is the best PS5 exclusive to date. It just utterly blows my mind, that game. I love going back to it every.
The best PlayStation 5 exclusive to date. I mean, this obviously, it's his opinion, but it's mine too. Returnal was absolutely phenomenal. And I feel like it came out at the perfect time. The timing was so perfect for this game. If this game would have came out today, I don't think it would have hit, because there's just so much going on today. And if you don't know, this game in Returnal, you can't turn off your PlayStation. Those were some of the issues people were complaining about. They can't save the game. You have to leave your PlayStation on rest mode, and you can't quit the game because you're gonna lose your progress. So I feel like the timing of this game coming out was perfect, because I think we were kind of still in the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was still going on. So people were home. People were still home. They really didn't have anything to play like that. And what a perfect time to drop a game like this. You could just go and just play the game for hours. When you're done and you feel like you've progressed far enough, just leave your PlayStation on rest mode and leave it alone. When you're ready, you turn it back on and you will be in the same place where you left off. And besides that, I mean, everything about the game was incredible. The story, the gameplay, the music. I mean, it had everything, with the 3D audio, with the haptic feedbacks on the controller. It's like a sci-fi thriller. It was a roguelike. I mean, what a time. I could make a whole separate video on this game. And I wish I had a YouTube channel the time this game came out, because, man, and it got robbed for Game of the Year. For that damn, what is it? The two of us. It takes two. And then the Video Game Awards has the audacity to put Deathloop in the nominations for Game of the Year over this game. And Deathloop came out after this game, and it was another roguelike, but it was like a more stealth roguelike type of game. And it was with them boys over at Bethesda. So that's why they did that.
Every now and again, because I'm still chasing that goddamn platinum. This lot make a really good shooter, really great arcade games like Resogun, which was my first ever platinum. It's interesting to know that they're making something new. It's not Return 2, but we don't know exactly what it is yet. But I would hope that they're really pushing the envelope for whatever genre it is. Are they going to remain as a first-party AAA developer with another game akin to Returnal, or are they going to go back to their more arcadey twin shooter roots? I think we're going up from here. I can't see them moving downwards to something really small, maybe slightly smaller than Returnal, but I'm just speculating here. But I'm excited to know that Housemarque are making something new. The world will be better for that just on its own. Next up, Media Molecule, around since 2006, based down in Guildford in England. This is the team behind the Little Big Planet series, and more recently,
okay,
Dreams.
that's Media Molecule.
We don't know what they're making, but we do. It'd be nice. Lastly, for the European region, we have Neon Koi, which is a part of the, and let me make sure I get this right, PlayStation Studios.
Was this the studio that was just shut down? Yeah, I believe.
Studios have been around since 2020, and they are currently developing an unannounced AAA live service mobile game.
Yeah, I think that studio was
mobile gaming very
recently.
in better.
They were just
Moving on
recently
then
shut down.
to North
Let's keep
America, we
going.
have Bend Studio. They've been around since 1993.
Oh, there it is.
This studio is older than me at this point, and
Here we
they're based
go.
in Bend, Oregon. The last game that they made, of course, was Days Gone, which has somehow become a rather controversial PlayStation exclusive. Some people saying, it's great. Some people saying it's highly underrated. Some people say it's complete rubbish. The development team has obviously had a lot of stuff with, it was cancelled, and ex-members saying that it's, they had a trilogy plan, yada, yada, yada. Regardless to say, there's not going to be another Days Gone, at least not at this point. The team are currently making a new unannounced open world game. I didn't hate Days Gone, so I'm like excited in a way. Open world sometimes makes me kind of go, but if they can find an interesting concept, this is obviously the team that also made Siphon Filter back in the day. So
Wow.
they're known to making some incredible games. Let's hope that the next one really kind of captures that. So next up, we've got Bluepoint Games, a team.
Siphon Filter was fire, man. And also, yeah, well, like he said, a lot of people, they were blaming Sony for not creating Days Gone 2 and things like that. All the blame was shift over to Sony. And as we do here, we come with the facts. Oh, yeah. As you can see right here, both directors of Days Gone did an interview with Dave Jeff Games, which revealed the studio never took the pitch to Sony. The game was stopped internally as it never reached Sony, who was being blamed for the cancellation until now. Okay? Just to clear that up. And here they say, PlayStation was blamed because Ben Studios assumed a sequel will be scrapped if they pitched it to the higher ups. This is not how it works. As you can't simply assume things like these. Exactly. You can't just assume someone's gonna say no. You gotta ask the question. Especially after your game sold over 10 million copies. Why would you assume that Sony is going to say no? You gotta take the pitch. That's what you're there for. Make a pitch and bring it up to Sony, and that's your chance at a part 2. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's keep going. Bluepoint.
Team based in Austin, Texas. They've been around since 2006 and have really made a reputation as the remake studio. They have made the Nathan Drake collection, the Shadow of the Colossus remake, and most recently the Demon Souls remake.
But they do remakes for them.
This next project is a fully original game. It's not a remake, it's not a remaster. A fully original game from Bluepoint Games, which is quite an exciting and
sounds good. They making their own game. Okay, that sounds good. Firewalk is done, so we don't need to hear about that. Haven Studios is coming out with
this one.
Fair
Talking
Games
about live service. Next up, we've got Haven Studios. This is the team headed up by Jade Raymond, who's behind series like Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs. Now, they are currently making Fair Games, which is described as a competitive heist experience. It seems like it will be a PvP extraction shooter, but we've yet to see any actual gameplay at the time of recording. We've only really had a CGI cutscene thing, so whether this, how this actually formulates is yet to be seen. The team's based in Montreal, Canada, and they've been working on the game since 2020. So here's hoping that that's enough time to cook up something special with Fair.
Yeah, so that's PvP VE. So it's kind of like I don't know if you play that game Hood. It's gonna be like that. So it's PvP VE. Now we gotta wait and see. That's all. They saying that they might have something ready to show us, but not yet. Well, we gotta wait and see. Let's keep going.
California, Insomniac Games. The team, of course, are known for the Ratchet
Insomniac
series, the
GOAT status.
Series. They have become a Goliath of the industry, especially for Sony, with some just solidified hits here. And I honestly don't know how they do it. Since the PlayStation 5 launched, they have released Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. And now we have Marvel's Wolverine to look forward to. Now, we're not sure exactly when it's launching. We've not had any official confirmation on when this game is coming. I'm curious to see whether it's as family-friendly as what we had in Spider-Man, if you want to call it that. I think a Wolverine game sort of lends itself to more violent nature, so hopefully Insomniac Games sees it that way. But I'm very excited because they've got such an incredible hit streak at this point, and I think Wolverine can only continue that. Now, here's another one out in California. This time they've been around since 1980.
By the way, Wolverine is PlayStation 5 exclusive. So it will not be cross-gen PS4, PS5. So it will be built for the PS5. So that game is going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait. With the PS5 Pro enhancement. I mean, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
84, so 40 years, and that is Naughty Dog.
And Insomniac is single-handedly has put the PlayStation 5 on its back. They have carried PlayStation this entire generation. They're carrying them.
Naughty Dog, of course, started out as the Crash Bandicoot developer in terms of PlayStation history, but they've moved on to the Uncharted series, and eventually The Last of Us now is like a big pivotal moment for Naughty Dog. Admittedly, it's been a kind of troubling time for The Last of Us developer. We've only had remakes and remasters released since The Last of Us Part 2 was launched in 2020. The Last of Us multiplayer game was eventually cancelled, and now looking forward, it's a little unclear as to what it is exactly that Naughty Dog is developing. We do know that multiple single-player projects are in development right now. Neil Druckmann also had a bit of a teaser that there was more story to tell with The Last of Us, hinting at The Last of Us Part 3. Considering the success of that series, I really can't imagine them not making another game. And additionally, there's been a long-rumored sci-fi project, and I personally think I would love to see Naughty Dog make something new.
Yeah.
They haven't made, a new IP since 2013. So I would like to, see them venture out to sci-fi. I think sci-fi is a really good avenue for them because they've went for really grounded post-apocalyptic games. So
absolutely,
yeah, fingers crossed we hear something soon.
Absolutely.
It's been a while. But yeah, Naughty Dog have apparently several single-player projects in the works. Next up, we've got San Diego Studio. They've been around since 2001.
They do MLB The Show. That's what they're going to continue to do.
They are known for the God of War series. We had the 2018 reboot and the 2022 sequel with God of War Ragnarok. We had the Valhalla DLC just earlier last year, I can't quite remember. And now looking ahead, we have an unannounced IP to look forward to, which is rumored to be a sci-fi game. We seem to know that Cory Barlog is back at directing for this next game. He, of course, directed the 2018 reboot of God of War. So that's very, very exciting. I'm very intrigued to see, like Naughty Dog, what else the studio could do other than God of War. So I'm very excited to see what they eventually announce. Last up, we'll get Sucker Punch Productions, a team founded in 1997. They obviously worked on the Sly Cooper and Infamous series back in the heyday of the PS2 and 3, but now as of PS4 we have Ghost of Tsushima. What's coming next is a little unclear at the moment. I think everyone's really just assuming that it's going to be Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's a little surprising that we've not had an official
It's Ghost of Yote, so we know what's going on here.
LinkedIn posts that they're making. I don't think it was
and he gives his final thoughts. So real quick, Naughty Dog, yeah, they did say they're working on a new IP. And yes, the Last of Us Part 3, I do not think it should not come out for this generation, just like I said for the Horizon series. That trilogy, the third part, needs to be PlayStation 6, and I think that's what they're going to do. They need to end it right there with the third installment, and it should be for the PS6. Save that for the PS6. Sucker Punch, yeah, this video's old, so yes, it is Ghost of Yote, which looks incredible. So that's the video right there, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's your boy Gift the Gamer 204. I'm gonna drop it right here, and hopefully I see y'all on the next one. It's your boy. I'm gone.